Look, I know you're going back to school. Don't ask me how I know. I do. And you need a device to, do school stuff on. Taking notes, reading important documents, Skyping your parents and whatnot. So do you lug out that big old laptop with the fans that spin up every time you open a browser window? Do you stick to good old pen and paper? Do you buy a new laptop? That's certainly an option if you could use the power. But a lot of students are opting to bring tablets to school instead. They're usually way lighter, pretty intuitive to use, and can last all day on a single charge. Also, you can use it as a cat toy, if you feel like it.
Office 365. Get work done anytime, anywhere, and on any device. In addition to 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage, also receive 60 Skype World Minutes per month to over 60 countries.
Now, not all tablets are born equal. Like any device, which one you end up getting depends on what you're going to use it for. Do you just need a small, inexpensive device for web browsing using Google Docs or occasionally playing games? Do you need a larger screen with multitasking capability? Or are you looking for a full-on laptop replacement hybrid tablet thingy? Or are you looking for a tablet that will transform into a sentient robot pet? If so, you're out of luck because those don't exist. But let's look at the other ones. First off, the 2013 Google Nexus 7. It was hailed as super awesome when it came out. Everyone was saying it's the best Android tablet you could buy last fall, and while some other great Android tablets have launched since then, the Nexus 7 is still an excellent option. It's got a fantastic price to performance ratio with a quad-core Snapdragon S4 processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and a 7-inch 1920 by 1200 IPS screen for just under $300. The 16GB model for $249.99 and the 32GB for $279.99. There's also an LTE version if you want that, and plenty of accessories since it's pretty popular for an Android tablet. Overall, a great choice for well-balanced tablets running vanilla Android. But if you do want to save some money and don't mind that it's not an official Google Nexus device, there's also the ASUS Memo Pad 7. The Nexus 7 is also made by ASUS, but the design and software is all Google. What ASUS did with the Memo Pad is basically skim down the specs a bit, put an Intel Atom processor inside, and sell it for a bit cheaper. This guy has 1 GB of RAM, so multitasking won't be as snappy, but still good, with a 1280 by 800 IPS screen, which is less than the Nexus, but still plenty for the 7-inch display. This guy goes for $179.99, a great price for a pretty capable device. But say you want something a little more beefy. Tablets have come a long way after all, and there are many variations in form and function. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S launched a few months ago and aimed to tackle the iPad Air's popularity by standing out amongst the 1,200 other Samsung tablets. The company breeds tablets like rabbits. That rhymes, kind of. But the Tab S is a little different and comes in 8.4-inch and 10.5-inch versions. The 10.5-inch I don't have here, this is the 8.4, both of which are extremely thin and light. Inside are Samsung's 8-core Exynos 5 processors and 3 gigs of RAM, with varying amounts of internal storage by model, although there is also a microSD slot for expansion. Both versions come with a 2560 by 1600 AMOLED screen that are just a wonder to behold. Jack is a big fan. There's a 2.1 megapixel selfie camera and an 8 megapixel rear camera alongside these little button type thingies that allow you to securely attach official cases, so that's pretty cool. For school, this would be a pretty solid choice due to its impressive processing power. Samsung has added buckets of their own features to all their tablets, but one that is actually really useful is their multi-window feature, meaning you can run 2 apps alongside each other, something that has been historically absent on Android. Another cool feature is Side Sync, which basically allows you to control your phone from your tablet, answering calls, dragging and dropping files. It's pretty nifty. Now at $420 for the smaller one and $520 for the larger, they're pretty reasonably priced for what you're getting, but as you can see, we are starting to get to the upper limit of what's reasonable with a tablet. And we've pretty much almost reached that with the Samsung Galaxy Note Pro. This sucker is 12.2 inches across and comes with the S Pen, a stylus that handily fits into the case itself. This is definitely looking to be more like a laptop replacement than an additional device. It has very similar specs to the Tab S, the same Exynos 5 processor, 3 gigs of RAM, and 32 gigs of onboard storage, again with a microSD slot for expansion. Because of the giant screen, this tablet lets you run 4 apps in multi-window, meaning you can actually probably get a lot done like this. With the S Pen, this is geared more towards people who either really love taking notes or maybe they're an artist, but if you want a large form factor tablet that is really capable, this guy fits the bill. At $769.99, you are getting into laptop territory price-wise. Maybe you should just get a laptop. maybe you can have both. If you are looking to have both, the ASUS T100 fits the bill nicely. I actually talked about this device in my back-to-school laptop roundup, so click here if you want a little more detail on this, but basically, it's a 10.1-inch Windows tablet that doubles as a laptop with the included keyboard dock, which includes a full-sized USB 3.0 port. This model has an Intel Z3740 processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and 64 gigs of storage with a micro SD slot also for expansion, but there are quite a few other ASUS Transformer books with more impressive specs as well. However, at $449, this is a cheaper option that could give you the best of both worlds. Last but not least, let's say you've completely given up on the standalone tablet idea, no compromises, you want a full-featured laptop and a pretty full-featured tablet. Enter the Lenovo Yoga. It's an Ultrabook line whose touchscreens bend all the way back into a tablet form factor. They come in a variety of configurations, the cheapest of which is still over $1,000, so just know what you're getting yourself into once you've settled on a laptop-tablet hybrid. Now these can be great for doing serious work with that physical keyboard and full Windows if you didn't think that Android will be enough. Well, that about wraps it up for this tablet roundup, guys. In the end, it's about your priorities and budget. Super light, less expensive, easy to use, smaller tablet, or beefy, serious work type stuff, larger tablet / laptop hybrid thing. Which one of these devices appeals most to you guys? Yes, you, the people watching. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching this video, guys. The links for all these products are in the description. I hope your return to school isn't just the worst. I hope it's okay. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX.